Hello, and welcome to Conscious Curiosities, where we unlock the wisdom of the universe which lies within us. I'm Maria Luz, your host, a psychic medium, astrologer, and hypnotist. Today, I'm recording this on December 26th, and I'll talk a little bit about the first quarter moon in Aries tomorrow. That's at 11:09 a.m. Pacific time. And I know we're just coming off of what is usually a busy time of year with, and especially the last couple of days if you celebrate Christmas. And the card I drew for the collective today, the tarot card, was the Four of Cups, and that's a card of withdrawing. It can be contemplation. It could veer depending on what else is going on in your life. It could veer on apathy or just kind of this feeling of I'm done. It can also just be this quiet reflection, which I think is perfect and brings me to today's topic. Um, as you've heard, if you listen to astrology or you read me or listen to this podcast, you know there are going to be some big changes coming up in 2026, and they're going to continue to get louder and kind of move around a bit as the outer planets change signs and settle in, and as they start moving around and making different angles or aspects to one another, but most importantly to you, so you can navigate, make specific aspects to your own natal chart. So of course you're going to want to be aware of how the overall impact is landing for the collective. However, I would recommend in this time of reflection, if that's what you're feeling, to look back at June and July of this year, 2025, and just note what came up. Maybe if you are like me and you're an avid journal keeper, you can just look back at your journal or maybe your calendar and see what you had going on recorded on your digital calendar or your paper calendar. And the reason why I say June and July is because June would have been when Saturn and Neptune were very close to one another. And we have the conjunction coming up in the first quarter of 2026. And then we also have in July, that is when Uranus dipped into the sign of Gemini. And right now it's back in Taurus. But if you look to June and just see what was happening in terms of your anything that just stands out, and also your body, if there was anything happening with your body at that time. And so, for example, when I looked back, I was having some left knee issues, and so I'm not sure if you're aware, but all of the parts of the body have an astrological correspondence. So you can look that up. I have some medical astrology posts so you can see what it pertains to. And yeah, and so often knees are about lack of flexibility or too much flexibility. And I know what mine was at that point. And also left and right have meaning as well. um, so anyway, the body is an oracle. Believe it or not, it really does communicate sometimes what we're not bringing to our consciousness. It's trying to make it conscious for us. So yeah, and then also, of course, anything to do with lessons that you were maybe being asked to learn. That's Saturn and Neptune, where you might have been idealizing for better or for worse, and anything to do with spirituality. So, oh, I don't know if I mentioned, but yeah, Saturn is often the body too, the corporal aspects of our existence, and also time limits, things like that. So those themes to look back for July, and then for June, I'm sorry. And then in July, Uranus moves into Gemini on April 25th, 2026, but dipped in there in July of 2025. So those would be kind of any hints of where things might have felt all of a sudden were getting disruptive, or you were being pushed to step into your authenticity, even if that meant rebelling against the status quo of your life. So, really pay attention to those themes and maybe any loose threads, because we're going to be picking those threads up again. Um, and and again, these are all in our highest good. And so we want to work with the energies. And of course, if everyone were doing that, we would have more harmony and we would feel better, I believe, because when we're not living in alignment with the soul plan that we created and that exists with other soul plans, we do feel it. We just have gotten in the habit of ignoring that, because the mundane is so much louder. What's right in front of us. But now is the time, if you have some downtime now, to do some reflection before you. This is the first quarter moon part. It's a first quarter in Aries, so it's going to make you feel like you want to jump into action and planning stage. It's also, the sun happens to be conjunct Mars, so very near Mars, also action oriented, especially in Capricorn, about goals. And so, yeah, it's, you might feel this push to just skip the reflection part and go straight to the action and the planning. However, I'm inviting you maybe not to do that. And if you're considering any action for the coming year, it might be to start journaling, or at least taking a few notes every day, because we need scribes. There's going to be a lot of history written, and the best history, the most interesting anyway, to me, is not the official dominant group recording, but the everyday people that really goes across a vast, swath and spectrum of existences. So if you're considering planning, I would suggest that. And I will leave you with that. I wish you a very easeful weekend, and I will talk to you again next week. Thanks.